Hey, little Lola, coming back down to earth here, and political streamers, the upper echelon of the hierarchy of streaming. You know, if you want to collect intellect, be sophisticated, and tickle that ego of yours to make it seem like you have a brain like Jimmy Neutron, you watch political commentary on the continuous, never-ending battle between these two sides that consist of conscious primal monkeys who at the end of the day will never come to a solution because of our innate unconscious sentiments that fixate us on our pre-existing beliefs, and in this case confirms our biases on our political stances. And as long as America's foundations is sturdy, and as long as we remain on top of the world, on top of the food chain, because of the fear that we instill to the rest of the world, because of our constant bullying, especially to smaller countries like Cuba, then there will always be a polarizing civil war between these two sides, because god damn it, that's what America is all about. I also put on my most former shirt, as you can see, because I want to be a little bit more eloquent, as the French might say. And I know I wore this shirt before, but it's the only nice shirt I have. I'm poor! And since a great percentage of the population has transitioned from cable television to the internet, we as a society have started getting our entertainment and news through websites like YouTube, X, Reddit, TikTok, Twitch, etc. Please don't get your news from Facebook. They do not know what they're talking about. Last time I went on there, they were talking about an alien invasion. The internet then spawned these political streamers who would then be an alternative for your cable news outlets like CNN or Fox News, but instead of being restricted due to the corporation of media and having to abide to these strict guidelines of what they can or can't say, always seemingly following a script and or agenda, coming off very media trained and dishonest, these political streamers was like a breath of fresh air, since they were much more relatable to the modern day nerd, where they would provide you with social commentary on politics that will pretty much reaffirm your already preconceived notions on your already grounded political views. You know, if you want a person that is going to shove the liberal agenda down your throat, yet act like a complete asshole totalitarian when you call him out on his bullshit, you go to Hassan.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You genocidal scumbag! You have no fucking dignity. You do not have an ounce of dignity inside of your soul.
If you want somebody to say the N-word, you go to Destiny.
Destiny, you said like 1 month ago. I would never even utter that disgusting fucking word.
But what I've noticed from these political streamers overall is that they are intellectual robots completely separate from human emotion, where it seems like they lack general awareness of emotional intelligence. It's like all of their skill points went into brain and wits, with absolutely no skill points going into heart and soul whatsoever. Like they have no vitality at all. Right? It's like they're in endgame Zelda with only 3 hearts. But when I've watched them throughout this entire Israel-Palestinian conflict that has been ongoing, it's like they are so focused on being factually correct. You know, it's like people are dying in the Gaza Strip. There are innocent civilians dying on both sides. And it's like these guys are worried about, like, well, who's in the wrong here? Like, it's a team sport.
It was solved. Hold on, stop. Wait, this is such a dumb argument. Stop, don't waste any time on it. Stop. It was solved. Nobody gives a f anymore. The Jews that moved to Israel are super happy. They live in God's chosen nation. They're killing everybody around them. They're fine, okay? It was solved. Next, go.
Listen.
The point is,
Quibbles,
Quibbles,
for the love of God, Quibbles. You, Quibbles.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, let him wait.
Do not,
Let him
Jesus
respond.
Christ.
You know, it only further validates what the viewers already believed. It's very rare for somebody to jump over to somebody else's terrain because they said something so politically insightful that they just had to hop over to the other streamers. But majority of the time, they are just recycling the same information, just with different terminology. Like, yes, Hamas is bad. Yes, the IDF is bad. You don't have to bring out Webster's dictionary to tell me that. Like, bro, imagine if a Palestinian little girl had access to the internet, turned it on, and saw these political streamers arguing about her livelihood while gunshots were going off in the back of her head. Do you catch what I'm pitching out here? I'm Nolan Ryan, you're the umpire, And I'm about to throw a fucking curveball at you. We're so entitled. we're so entitled and we don't even know it. We have the privilege to debate on other people's livelihoods. Like, guys, what do you think boycotting Starbucks is going to do? They are billionaires. We have to take down the entire fucking regime, starting with Sleepy fucking Joe, which will probably be fucking easy. All we have to do is add a spoonful more sugar to his coffee, and he's pretty much a goner. But I'm gonna take it down a notch. It is still a job in the field that they chose because they are well educated on the topic, and from our perspective, where everything is sunshine and rainbows, where we have to create our own drama and sometimes make videos about people like political streamers, for example, I think what they do is better than TikTok pranksters like Jack Doherty or family YouTube channels like the Ace family. And I think it's important to learn about what's happening in the world. You know, I mean, you know, it's dope. It's like a step up from what I'm doing, with a little bit more of a Ivy League suave, while I'm more like a Kanye West college dropout, you know, on my low-key type shit. And they profit off of this, which is understandable. I mean, some of them are fortunate enough to make a career out of this, where they've become financially stable through this field, because regardless if they're liberals or conservatives, you know, all of them are capitalists. Wait, somebody's calling me. Hello? Wait, what do you mean they're not all capitalist? One's a socialist? But that doesn't make any sense. How can he be a socialist if he's profiting off the same system that he despises? No fucking shot. No fucking shot. Twitch is the epitome of what capitalism is all about, where these streamers have private ownership of their means of production, where they basically have, you know, no end cap to how much money they can make. It just doesn't make any sense. Even if he advocates for this ideology, he hasn't done a single thing to make marginal incremental change to bring this into fruition. Surely he doesn't have a horde of followers that believe this shit. He's the #1 most political streamer out there. Hey, I gotta go. Fuck.
What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
Hassan, the biggest champagne socialist that we know. And before you guys go,
is socialism supposed to be a poverty cult? Is he supposed to be poor?
that's not what I'm saying at all. Although he didn't need to buy a $200,000 Porsche and a $3 million mansion and basically indulge himself in designer gear, clearly showcasing where his unconscious values truly lie. It's more the fact that his son has so much money that he could make the attempt to create and devise a solution to assist and benefit social programs. Right? It's not the fact that he's rich and he's advocating for socialism. It's the fact that he's getting rich for advocating for socialism without making any altercations to promote socialism, at least to a smaller degree. Instead, he'll utilize the logic that he's just a dumb streamer just so that he can use that as an excuse so that he doesn't need to make any change. But that's so fucking lazy.
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no,
for the record.
I'm not calling
I'm a
you that. I'm just
propagandist.
Hassan has the biggest political platform second to these news outlets and has the power to branch out and have a voice on a larger scale to vocalize these ideological notions that he is so passionate about, but he doesn't. Right? Now that could be because he just doesn't give a fuck about the socialism ideology that he claims to be so passionate for, or he's lazy, he's comfortable, and since he's still relevant, why make change if he's still able to profit off of doing the bare minimum? Which brings me to the conclusion that he is probably just a dumb streamer like he says he is. So if that's the case, why do we take him seriously if he doesn't even take himself seriously? Oh, okay. I see why now. My bad, Hassan. I wasn't familiar with your game. That's my bad. Granted, Hassan did raise over $840,000 to aid Palestinian children that were affected by the Israel airstrikes. So kudos to him on that. I'm not just going to be completely negative. I'm going to give credit where it's due. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into Hassan in this video because this video is about political streamers. So maybe I'll do a deep dive and make an entirely separate video about Hassan later. But for now, let's talk about Hassan's #1 hater, Destiny. Now, if Destiny and Hassan were hanging off a cliff, and if I had to save one of them, I'm saving Destiny every time, in every alternate universe, in every scenario. But, you know, if we have to be honest here, there is definitely some underlying hatred that Destiny has for Hassan. It's like anytime he gets a chance to talk about him on a stream, he gets rock hard. You know, he gets so stiff, he's stiffer than Mick Foley's back after he jumped off the Hell in a Cell. And honestly, it's understandable. These guys were like best friends at one point. They were like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker before Hassan decided to turn to the dark side and betray the one person that got him into the position that he was in the first place. Not only does he take a centrist approach to politics, but he seems to be pretty accurate most of the times, like a Stephen Curry 3-point shot. And that's a lot more than you could say about Hassan.
IDF didn't bomb the hospital? Yes, it did! Yes, it did!
He just needs to stop saying the N-word. Like, there is no reason for him to say it. It's like he gets off knowing that his community isn't going to turn on him because they're privileged white folks from West Virginia who probably never seen a minority in their life. But yeah, I enjoy learning about politics. You know, it makes me feel like a genius. It makes me feel like I have the biggest metaphorical brain cock there is. But sometimes I feel like it's pointless because majority of the population don't care about politics. They're just trying to survive in this inflated economy. So what does me being educated on this topic do? You know, so I can look pompous in front of my coworker whose only perception of reality is Taylor Swift's new album and her dreams of becoming a dental hygienist. Hey Jessica, did you know that the House of Representatives ruled that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism? What? Nothing. How's Taylor Swift and her new boyfriend, Bryce Walker? What's his name? Society is doomed. I feel like having these pointless back and forth on social media websites don't really do anything productive. You have the far rights and you have the far lefts that are constantly arguing, not doing anything for progressive change. They just remain stagnant. Honestly, I hate the far lefts and I hate the far rights. Just stop being so far. You guys are not doing anything except brushing your own ego. Unless you're actually striving to be in politics and gravitating towards, you know, an occupation in the government like the House of Representatives, for example, we don't have any control whatsoever. It's all an illusion. The only right we have is to vote, but there are a lot of people, once again, especially those living paycheck by paycheck or the ones who aren't fortunate enough to strive for a better education, simply not give a fuck. There is no hope for humanity. It is such a complex structure that we need to stop living behind these rose-tinted glasses. I might be a pessimist. I lost all hope of the general population's control in the American government and the fact that our freedom is merely an illusion when Hillary Clinton won the popular vote in 2016 but lost because of the Electoral College. Like, what do you mean? We're the people, aren't we? We're the people. Aren't we the people? Right? What the fuck? What do you mean what do you mean these reptilian old diaper wearing fucks have a say in who's becoming the next president? Half of them aren't even gonna see next summer. Yeah, after that I take the glasses off. Why don't you vote for the betterment of society? I'm good. I already voted for Sleepy Joe. And what has he done in office? Nothing. The only thing he's done is vote against the ceasefire in Gaza. I think he might have Alzheimer's. Just every time he tries to tell somebody, he forgets. Why don't you educate yourself on the political and economical state of the world right now? I'm good. Fuck all that. I'm gonna crank some nines in Fortnite and read Mindhunter by John Douglas to catch up on my serial killer knowledge. At the end of the day, we're all fucked. And we the people don't have as much control as we think we do. Anyways, that's all for me. I'm off to another dimension. See ya.